What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Solgr and Fusha Only Show podcast. I'm Solgr Only.
With the one and only, as always, Fusha. I am here as well.
Welcome to this week. We got a ton to get into this week, including Destiny 2 is probably gonna eat up most of the episode, because as you may or may not know, this last Thursday, I believe is when it was the gameplay premiere event. But I digress. We'll get into that in a little bit. We'll actually start off with this week's Doctor Who episode, which was last night.
It was good. It was really good. It was a two-parter, so we'll see the end of what happens next week. It was actually done by Stephen Moffat.
Yeah, it was finally another Moffat episode, which we haven't had since like the first episode of the season, right? Like all the other ones after that have been.
I think so. And with the episode last night, the new monster, the Shadow People, it was very interesting, and I think they're one of the scariest ones there. To make you believe that you do not exist and you are part of an illusion.
Of a simulated world.
Of a simulated world. So you kill yourself, but then you actually die in the real world where you're not a simulation.
So, did they establish that if you killed yourself in the simulated world, it did kill the real one of you? I don't think that was the case.
Maybe not.
Cause he did say something like them committing suicide in it was their way of getting out of it, of getting out of the simulated world or something. I don't know. It was kind of hard to understand. You know, it was one of those, but
it was definitely one of the episodes that you have to watch again.
Yes.
So next week we are going to watch the last week's episode and the new episode.
Yeah, we'll have to watch them together because, I mean, a lot of episodes of Doctor Who are like that. Like they get better in the more times you watch it, but there's also the ones that you that you don't actually understand until you've seen it for a few times.
Yeah, because there's a lot you can miss in Doctor Who if you don't pay attention the first time. And sometimes there's so much to pay attention to that you don't know what you need to pay attention to until you rewatch it.
Right, and I mean, the Shadow People, I guess is what they're calling them. They are terrifying, like you said, you know. But I mean, you still have the Weeping Angels, the Silence.
The Silence is scary.
The Silence are crazy. I mean, because they wipe themselves from your memory, you know. So you don't even
know they're there.
That you've seen them, yeah, or that they're there. And like going back to that, I love how they tied that in, you know, like how that they actually influenced humanity to even go to the moon in the first place, and and we don't know that, you know, like we don't know that they're there, like kind of pulling the strings behind the curtain, you know. Yeah. It's really cool how they did that.
This chair is really loud.
Right, I know, and it's right by the microphone, like right here for the audio version, so I'm sure that gets pretty loud.
And try not to move, but it's hard not to move.
I know, we're in this cramped little space, like we're gonna get our setup better. Eventually, I need to, because I have found the program we use to record the podcast. There is like PC versions of it, so I need to figure out, like I haven't set it up yet, but I need to figure it out to where it will be on the computer instead of here, so we won't need this. So it'll all be in the title.
That would be brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, I do have Audacity, which is like an audio recording program, so I mean we can always record it just through that. But one reason why I haven't done that is like I need to hook up that other. We need to start hooking up that other mic and arm. Like we could probably hook it up like over here for you.
Yeah.
So then that way we have our own mics instead of sharing this right here.
But yeah, the episode was really good. I liked it, and watching it and thinking, when did the Doctor become part of the technology, part of the not so real?
Yeah, because after we find out that they're not real, once again, it was another one of those classic Moffat narratives, you know, where it's like, oh, by the way, none of this really happened, you know, like,
Yeah.
but it was a simulation. But when we came back, when we saw the real doctor, it was when we saw him right before the credits rolled. So that's how they got around it, like story wise, you know. It's like they showed him get the email. Remember, it showed him get the email that said on his glasses that said extremist, and then the opening credits rolled, and then everything from that point on was them in the simulated world. Um,
It was a really good episode. I
and
liked
it was
it.
another time you wanted me because
And
he emailed himself.
I knew that it was going to be Missy in the vault.
Okay, yeah, we both were pretty much on that, but remember, I was torn whether it was Missy or John Sims, Master.
Well, what if he comes out as John Sims?
See, that's what I'm confused. That's what I'm thinking. Think of like, what if? Trying to think how that can happen. How it can go back to John Sim. Like maybe she regenerated. Like maybe she died in there somehow. You know, like. But why would it go back to John Sim? But regenerations also don't always make sense. Like look at Capaldi, for instance. You know, like one of the first things he said is, "Why'd I choose this face?" You know, like he's a character that's been in the Doctor Who universe twice. He was in an episode of Torchwood as well.
Hmm.
Um,
I really enjoyed it though. It was a good episode.
right? Yeah, it was very good. I mean, yeah. So we finally got to see who's in the vault.
And if we didn't stay up till 1 to see it, I might actually remember more.
Yeah, we did. That's another thing worth noting. We also didn't watch the original airing at 10 o'clock our time.
Because surprisingly, he got me into 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Yeah, we
Mhm.
finally yeah we'll get into the Solgr Fusha stream.
Yeah, but it was a good episode. I can't wait for next week's to see.
You know what? One thing we haven't
what's gonna
really talked
happen.
about from last night's episode is you heard how he was the executioner, he was supposed to kill her and all that, but his oath was that he had to watch over that body for 1,000 years. So has it been that long? You know, it's like, is that how long he's been sitting there guarding it?
Depends on when she was put in. Because timey-wimey.
Timey-wimey, that's what I'm saying. You know,
And I love Nardole.
I don't know.
So you're like a secret badass. Nothing secret about it, baby doll.
I know, yeah, that was refreshing seeing him in a different light, even though it was just for that second,
Yeah.
just for that few seconds. I not only was Bill taken back by it, like I was like, oh, whoa, like,
We gotta remember, River Song chooses who she works with
mhm.
quite
I
well.
love how they've been tying her into this still. Uh, we've been seeing the Doctor with her Bible still. Like we saw it again last night, or the book. Yeah, sorry, not the Bible, but like it's pretty much like it was the book that he gave her to write down their adventures and everything.
So that when they cross paths, have we
paths.
done this? Have we done that? Nope. Okay, this is where we're at.
Yeah, that was some of the most like brilliant writing like I've seen in television. Like the whole Dr. River Song thing, like how he's going this way and she's going this way, like in timelines, like they never meet in order.
I am just so glad I finally got you into it, that you finally watched it, and I still can't believe that huge spoiler I did. It's like, ugh.
In all fairness, I at the time was also telling you like, quit wasting your breath. I'm never gonna get into that show, just because like probably most people, they find out that the show started in 1963, and they're probably like, I'm not gonna get into a show that started.
It's like some of our friends that love it, and they got her boyfriend to watch it, and he's like, what the hell are you making me watch?
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. I love it. And I really do like how Nimble was like, I have the authority to kick your ass.
Yeah, River Song gave him the authority.
Yeah.
I love how she gave it to him too. Yeah, it was sad hearing him say, I'm here on the authority of your your late wife, Miss Riversong.
Mm.
It was really sad to hear that, like just hear that late part.
And he followed him from delirium.
Yeah, and like how I said that, I followed you from there. See, and that also shows how Naruto got with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That finally answered like how like when he got with him.
And why he's still with him.
Mm-hmm. And why he still is. See, and it makes sense because Naruto finally said, "Hey, I've been following you from delirium." And remember, he's like, "Hey, help me get Missy into the thing." And this is at the same time he was taking that oath to watch over the body for 1,000 years. So like, he just tied Naruto with it. He's like, "You're coming with me," pretty much like.
Yeah.
But it was good to see like that didn't kill Missy. I was like, oh no.
I missed it. Why were they executioning?
See, I did not get that. At first, I thought it was him, the doctor. It almost looked like that they were executing the doctor.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Like that's another thing that I need to get when we rewatch it. Like I'm not sure. Like maybe just like past crimes or something. Like because it's the master after all.
Or for trying to kill a doctor, or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. We're gonna have to rewatch it.
Because remember we've heard it before in Doctor Who history, like the overall like kind of governing of the universe, the Shadow Proclamation and everything. Like maybe it's something to do with that.
Maybe.
Even though we haven't heard like the Shadow Proclamation mentioned in quite a long time. Like I don't think I've even seen it mentioned in Capaldi's time.
Yeah.
But yeah, last week was a really good episode, and next week, yeah, it looks like it's continuing. So it is pretty much a two-parter. I think it's pretty safe bet that Moffat is probably wrote the next one as well.
I know. I was so excited when I saw his name. I was like, Moffat!
I was too. I was like,
You're
yes,
a
this is a Moffat one.
mastermind!
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the show next season, like once he's completely gone, because we're
I
gonna
don't think it's gonna be too different because he already hasn't been writing a lot of episodes.
exactly. I don't think it's gonna be too different either, but it is in a way it is gonna be different because we're gonna have a new doctor. Michelle Gomez, I think is her name, Missy. She said that she's gonna leave as well with Capaldi and Moffat. So you have three big people leaving. The biggest people actually. The head writer and showrunner, the doctor himself, and the doctor's villain. So in a way it is gonna be very different.
Yes.
But not in the sense that oh no, we're gonna have a different writer and different showrunner and it's gonna go downhill. Not that.
No, not in that sense. It'll still be good. It just may not be as
And
good.
you have to figure, I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy that is taking his place has been under Moffat and working with Moffat for a long time. And he has wrote a lot of other Doctor Who episodes, so it's not like
Yeah,
they're not
he
bringing
already
some
knows the ropes.
yeah they're not bringing some youngin off the boat or something like that. But I'm not really too worried about it. But it is interesting to see where this season's going to go. I think this season's going to get really. I mean, it's already been good, but I think it's going to get really good. Especially if the rumor that I read, like John Sims Master coming back.
Yeah.
And I can definitely see. You could tell that they're like putting this thing like they're kind of having the Missy like on good terms. So I think it's gonna be like John Sim against the Doctor and Missy. Like the Doctor and Missy are gonna be like
But Missy is Johnson's.
no, but at the same time it's not. Like you know what I mean? Because like look at when it was the 11th Doctor and the War Doctor like going at each other. Like they can fight themselves. It's the same being, but it's like this. Okay, think of time travel as possible. Think you now traveled back 10 years, and confronted yourself, like, you beat the shit out of yourself right there. Like,
I wouldn't do that to
I'm
myself.
not saying you do that.
I'd be like, hey, by the way, when you meet this guy, tell him that you love him.
Yeah, wouldn't that be, just think that, like, if time travel was really possible like that?
Or to kiss you in the garage.
Oh, and, yeah, the first original time, yeah. Right, I know. Yeah, it would be really interesting to think, like, Alright, I don't think I've ever asked you this. We've talked about this before too in Doctor Who, like when he gets a new companion, he loves that, like, where do you want to go? Back, forward? Where would you go? Like, back in time or forward?
I
You only get one choice too, like say it's just one time.
don't know.
I'm trying to think of it myself. As I'm asking you this, I'm trying to think of mine as well. Cause I'm a hella nostalgic person and I like a lot of like old stuff.
I think I would go to the past because I would already know the future. Whereas in the future, I would only know the past according to them, and it might be too weird. But if I go back in the past, I can be like, oh, this is what it was like. Oh my god!
Yeah, like
I think I'd go in the past.
I almost want to
I'd go meet Van Gogh.
see. I think
I'd
I
go
would.
meet Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, see, that's what I think it is. I think I would go in the
Because,
past too, just so I could see a lot of this stuff that I really like.
and if you went into the past and you
Elvis, the
saw
Beatles, like,
something, yeah, if you went in the past and you saw someone and you encountered someone that you know in the future does like you could encourage them to do something you already know. Like, hey, it's possible. Like if you went back to before cars were made and like Tesla and stuff, and you met them, I would have just like sniped the guy that said we need to make it so that they cost more money.
that was Henry Ford.
Yeah. See, I'd go back and shoot Henry Ford and be like, Tesla, come out with your brilliant cars and don't make them $126,000.
Yeah, because honestly, Nikolai Tesla, like, his plan for cars back then was to have them run
Electronically.
like kinetically and electronically, and so like we wouldn't need gas, they wouldn't break down. But Henry Ford wanted the combustion engine and to run on oil, gas and oil, and because
Consumer.
if yeah, exactly, because if a person had to only buy one car in their life, there's eventually going to be that point where like you're not selling that many cars. You know what I mean? Like at least the way Henry Ford and the way it ended up working out,
They had
like
to buy it for
cars are.
consumer. They had to build something that they can still profit from, that they can make more money off of once.
Henry Ford was brilliant though. Like I mean, he pretty much pioneered like the assembly line, like form of like production. Like what he did for not just automobile production either. I mean, yeah, he was in automobile, but the format and the stuff that he used for production, like it spans all industries, like I digress. So that's kind of a little tangent, but so
I'd
you
go
you would
back
go to
and
the past, yeah.
yeah.
I think I would too. I think I would too, but it would be really hard to determine like what time frame though.
Yeah, that'd be really hard because I'd want to meet Janis Joplin.
See, and I would want to go back to like Da Vinci and Van Gogh, like you were saying. I think Nostradamus would be crazy to me. But also like I said, Elvis and see Elvis and the Beatles and stuff like that. Like I don't know, it would be really hard like time frame because
So in
Nostradamus
like
is
the
like
50s or the
500 years
40s.
ago. Nostradamus is like 500 years ago.
They need to have an episode of Who where they go back to the 40s.
You kind of saw, remember, oh hell, what was it? It was that Matt Smith one. Remember when he went back? Remember when the actor from Supernatural, remember, and his dad played the older version of him again?
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of. Oh no, that was 60s because it had Nixon, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. So that was late 60s, early 70s. Because Nixon was in office late 60s, early 70s. So yeah, they haven't really had 40.
They should.
Yeah.
And one thing a lot of people may not know about Doctor Who is that when they originally created the series, it was for learning educational purposes.
Mm-hmm.
To where the reason they were always going in the
To
past
teach history.
is they wanted to teach history.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what created Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
And then what created the regenerations was Hartnell had come down with a terminally illness.
I think it was cancer.
Yeah. Yeah, he had been
Terminally ill.
diagnosed terminally ill, but he didn't want the show to end. So he's like, you know what? Kill off my character, bring him back, and boom.
Make it some way where a new doctor can, or a new actor and play
Mhm.
this character. So this character can live on, like, is what he wanted. He had a lot of passion for Doctor Who, for the character, and it's awesome he did, because it would not be what it is like without him. For him to have
Mhm.
that, like, to start with, like, it wouldn't be going on
There was
50
this
something years
special they
later.
did that I tried to watch. It was before you were into Who, and I tried to
Yeah,
watch
we
it.
watched part of it in the movie. Remember, it was the movie, but about, like, Hartnell.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you were into Who at that point. Yeah,
We
because it was
watched
a
a little bit.
movie.
I want
Yeah,
to find that.
I want to find that too,
I want to watch that now.
because it was like the backstory of what made Doctor Who and
Hmm.
Hartnell, and it was like them filming the TV show back in the '60s.
Yeah, like, I don't know where we can find that. Like,
I don't know.
it's probably included in, like, some
Maybe we
50
can find
anniversary
it on
special
Amazon.
somewhere. Amazon, or maybe if we look really good at FYE, the video store we go to.
Yeah, we'll have to look there. We need to get some more movies,
Alright, real
even though
quick.
we don't have any room for any more.
Alright, real quick going into it. But yeah, our Saturday night streams that we do together,
Tried something new.
well, we did both. We played zombies as well again, but we started with 7 Days to Die, which is our first time. And
And I was getting frustrated so quick, so short, so easy. Like, I'm trying to do this. It's not letting me do it.
honestly, I was a little flabbergasted at first, like, or perturbed.
I honestly was a little buzzed, but it was fun.
Yeah, you were, but once we got the controls and the mechanics and everything down, and it
I got
started
my character fully dressed, boots, pants,
you were
shirt.
you were honestly doing better than I was.
Well, you were building stuff.
I was trying to. I still haven't really got that, like, how to build, because those things I was building, it was just like, block. I guess I could see how you can do it. You can put those blocks, like, say I could put them in a square, because then you put the walls on the inside out, right? Like, I think I guess I can see how I'll actually have to craft it.
It was a lot of fun. I like the boots that I made.
Very, like, time consuming though, because I mean you really have to micromanage everything. What you
Hmm.
eat. I mean, you even have to eat and drink, and, like, it's
And you can't run for long periods of time, or you run out of breath, and then your character just won't move, and you
there's
have to wait
actually
for the stamina to come back.
there's actually a sprint cooldown. Is pretty much, like,
Yeah.
in essence, that's what it is. Uh, yeah, it's deep. Like, I mean, it's
It
really
was
deep.
fun though.
Yeah,
I mean, we killed zombies. We got pretty far. I was getting the drops.
yeah. Now that we got over that, like, growing pains of really figuring out the basics.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have a lot
And
to learn, but we got the
had
basics
I
down now.
taken the medicine when the controller's vibrating, I would have realized that I was dying, and I wouldn't have died. We still could have stayed in that awesome house.
See, and here's the thing though, like, when you die, okay, so when you die, you obviously restart from nothing, not nothing.
Which I didn't like because I had the boots, I had the pants, I had the shirt, I had a hat.
Well, remember, since I lived, your backpack was there and I was able to get it. So if one player lives, and you, in essence, yeah, you can kind of keep your stuff, because, you know what I mean?
In
But
essence, but then you died.
yeah, right. But the thing is, though, is it sucks. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks that everything you built is gone and everything. But it doesn't, like, really ruin the game, because boom, there you are again, start from nothing. You can just start going out, start crafting again,
That's
start.
true.
So and I like how everything's random. Everything's randomly generated, so it's always different.
I like that, except for the fact that we didn't spawn at the same time in the same
See,
spot.
see, that is the one thing that we didn't really get, is, like, sometimes I could see you on the map, sometimes you can't. But that's just the overhead map when we pull it up. But if we look at the compass thing in the top, then we can find each other. So we got that part straightened out.
Yeah.
So that part got better. Yeah, so it's definitely gonna be a game we're gonna keep playing it and streaming it on Saturdays, and probably just random days throughout, just here and there, whenever you want to join. Because we're still gonna have our Call of Duty Zombies one. Like, we still got to do that one every Saturday.
We're still getting better at that one.
We just need to kind of start it earlier, since
Mm-hmm.
we have Doctor Who, on Saturdays now too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I enjoyed it. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was.
And I
So
also enjoyed the beers.
Yeah,
Those were good.
and I actually
If
had
you
one.
yeah, you had one and I had the rest. But if you know anything about me, you know that I really don't drink that often. We
And
hardly ever drink,
I drink less than you even.
but probably twice in the past month and a half, I've gone and bought a six pack and I've just like chugged it to myself and I'm like, this is fun. And I'm like, but it's nice. It's nice to have a drink and play because we did good.
Yeah, it was fun,
It was really fun. I liked it. And I
especially
kept
for
telling you to put clothes on.
our Saturday streams. You know, like when you stream with us, it's it's fun to have a couple beers and probably
It's
makes the
fun.
stream a little better. And
It's fun because it's fun getting buzzed.
yeah, so yeah, if you
It's
want to,
not fun getting drunk or getting shit faced, but getting buzzed is like woohoo.
yeah, I mean, yeah, we don't need to get crap faced anymore, but
I get giggly. I got so giggly last
yeah,
night.
yeah, you were right.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you want to check out the streams, you can check them out. If you're listening to the audio version, you can check out you can check it out at twitch.tv/Solgr only.
Mm-hmm.
If you're listening to the audio version, the podcast that you're listening to as well, we also stream live every Sunday evening, usually around 7 p.m. Mountain Time, at the same channel, twitch.tv/Solgr only. You can also catch any episodes you missed in video form on the YouTube channel at Sports Nerd Web, all one word. All right, so now we're gonna get into
Dun,
Destiny
dun,
2.
dun, no, 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 no. Actually, we need to watch that Techie video.
Yeah, we're gonna watch that tonight. What she's talking about is Teppy Teps, who went to the Destiny 2 gameplay premiere event. He actually vlogged it, and it's like she said, we haven't watched it yet, but it's like a 25-minute video, and I think it's probably a pretty good video. It'll be dope to watch. But yeah, getting into Destiny 2, the gameplay premiere event was Thursday, so it was a couple days ago. You you I was lucky enough to have the day off work,
I worked.
so I was able to watch it live. You were at work, so you had to watch it the next day, but
Yeah.
it was a freaking amazing event. Like obviously
The
needless
cinematic part of it was so good.
yeah, like needless to say, I was already obviously super hyped. Just the fact of it being more Destiny, Destiny 2.
Mm-hmm.
But after that event, oh my god, I am hype overload. Like the hype for it has like tripled. um,
It was good. It was really good.
yeah, it opened with an incredible uh cinematic. I mean, it was awesome too because it kind of went back into time. It showed Zavala when he was younger. It showed them building like the tower itself. It even showed Shipwright Amanda Holiday when she was younger, when she was like a
And
kid.
it showed how and why that the what's his name wants the traveler.
Gaul.
Oh, he feels like it should have been his all along. That it should have chose him.
Yeah, they said something like he was raised somehow to believe that like the traveler's light and power like should be his or something. So that's why he's going after it. And they've made a good point that he's not like Oryx. He's not like some like maniac, for the lack of a better word. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I think the director of Destiny 2, Luke Smith, even compared him to Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman's character in Die Hard, in the first Die Hard,
Yeah.
to where he's a more. He said he's not like a lunatic. He's more like he's smart. Like he's very smart and deliberate and like a more bad guy like that. Yeah, I mean the trailer was phenomenal, especially when they finally got to the gameplay, how they mixed cinematics with gameplay, and you can tell just from that opening mission that they showed, just that small part of the opening mission, you can tell it's going to be a way more cinematic experience because it reminded me of those games that are really cinematic, like
Uncharted.
yeah, like that too, but like as they were going through fighting on the tower, they had you could see Zavala, like they were fighting next to Zavala and Cora. Uh, there was actually NPCs instead of Destiny 1. Every guardian you see in the world is player controlled. So this one actually has NPCs, non-player characters.
Mm.
Like when you play like Call of Duties or Titanfalls or like you said Uncharted, like Uncharted is actually a prime example because remember some parts of the game when his brother was in it, right? And it was computer controlled. It was like that. So like you can tell that that a cinematic narrative and cinematic experience is a heavy focus in Destiny 2. I mean, the event overall was really well too. Like, I mean, I've heard some people kind of say, I mean, for the most part, the reaction is very positive. The community loved it for the most part. But I have seen some people say like, oh, they think they showed a little too much, like they didn't, like, I mean, because there's videos out there right now, you can actually watch the complete strike, one of the new strikes,
Mm.
because some of the people there, they got to play the complete strike, one of the new strikes. I haven't watched it yet, so that part I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch the whole strike. I've seen little clips of it, but, yeah, oh my god, there was so much information too. I mean, I mean, it was no secret. I've definitely talked about it a lot in recent days, about what I really wanted to see in Destiny 2 was how the open world and the patrols and all that was going to work.
Mm. Oh no, it's just looking over
Yeah. God. Uh, but yeah, how the patrols and everything was going to work, like, because, the big rumor was that it was going to be more open world, and stuff like that. And what they showed on that definitely has me hyped. Not only is there going to be patrols, like patrols are going to be done differently. Now there's these things called lost sectors, which are pretty much like dungeons, like in other like MMORPGs. And I guess like at the end there will be a boss. When you defeat him, they'll drop a key to open a chest. So that you can get specific loot that way. Then there's like I guess they said something like treasure maps. So then they said there's stuff hidden all over the world. The director's going to be different. So now I guess you can actually say you're on a planet, uh, doing patrols or these new lost sectors or whatever. You can actually go straight to another planet or activity without going to orbit. There still is kind of like that orbit looking screen that you can go to when you're like meeting up with like fire team members and stuff like that. But for the most part, you can bring up. They even showed it like this, like kind of top like open like map like that you usually see in like open world games, and you pick it from there. And I guess you go right there. So it's not like go out to orbit then go back in.
there.
So I'm definitely stoked to see how they do that. There's going to be 4 new worlds. Let's see, wrote it down what they were called. Okay, yeah, 4 new worlds. Io, Titan, Nessus. Uh, then there's a new area on Earth that they call the European Dead Zone, which is supposed to be the biggest, like by far the biggest, like play space that they have ever created. And they're also, I saw it also referred to as the farm, and it's pretty much where humanity, has like planted their flag and they've regrouped. And I'm guessing it's probably the farm is probably pretty much. I think it's a safe bet to assume that that's probably the new social space.
Yeah. It looked really good. Then of course I was super tired, so I missed like the very end bit of it, but I still
Yeah, you did fall
watched.
asleep at the end, but honestly, the only part you missed was when Eric Hirschberg came out. I think he worked for Activision, not Bungie. I think he works for Activision.
I
He came out to say where the PC version was going to be
available.
available. Yeah,
I have this horrible tendency of falling asleep
yeah, a lot.
at like any given time. Even if I've just had a double shot espresso coffee, I can pass out 20 minutes later.
Yeah,
Which I actually need to put clothes in the dryer and
yeah,
relax.
pretty much narcolepsy.
Pretty much, yeah. I got it under control now though. Ish.
If yeah,
At least I'm not falling asleep driving no more.
yeah, that's good.
Really good.
All right. Another thing. This one got a big reaction from the crowd at the show. They're bringing clans. They're bringing a clan system into the game now. In Destiny
Mhm.
1, to control your clan and all that, and to organize it and pretty much manage your clan, it was all done on other websites and apps and stuff outside of the game. But now they're bringing in the clan system into the game, and they're also adding a thing called guided games, which this sounds amazing for a player like me who has pretty much played 95% of Destiny 1 solo. Uh, so if you, I love how you distract me. God.
Sorry. But
If you,
yeah.
so yeah, if you're a solo player, and I mean, because Luke Smith even talked about that, only 50% of players in Destiny 1 have experienced everything, like the raids and trials and stuff like that. And he said that's not good enough for Destiny 2, you know. So if you're a solo player, you can actually team. There's a way that you can see all these clans. You can read like what their motto is and about them, so you could see like if your interests line up. You know, so if it seems like a clan that you'd like to play with,
That
you can join this clan just for that activity. So like it's kind of a form of matchmaking, but not. You know, like
yeah, that's what I like is they said it in the premiere that there were some parts of Destiny that not everybody could play because you needed so many people to do it, and not always could you find the right friends to do it and things like that.
mhm,
But now they made it to where you can get paired up with people,
mhm.
which I think is super cool. Because you've been playing Destiny like nonstop for a while, but there's still so much you haven't been able to do because
Yeah, I just barely hit 1,000 hours on Xbox today, and I still haven't completed a raid. I've only done like one card of trials, and we didn't even finish the card. We literally only did like maybe 3 or 4 matches.
Mhm. And now you can have the opportunity to do those things, and that's what I really love.
Yeah, yeah, and it's also a brilliant solution. Like on paper, at least. Obviously, we haven't seen it work, but on paper, it at least seems brilliant because the normal matchmaking that you see in Destiny for strikes, you know, it just automatically just pairs you. You can't do that for raids. You can't have the matchmaking system in Destiny 1 for strikes for raids because raids are way more. I mean, obviously they're way longer, way harder, but there's also mechanics in it. Like you have to communicate with the team. You can't have 6 of you walking around like like not talking or whatever. Like there's no way that, and that's what a lot of people were scared of, that they were going to bring that matchmaking to raids in Destiny 2. So that's why I think this is a brilliant solution to that. Um, and it's cool. Like you can even design. Well, I don't know if you can actually like design it yourself. I don't know if they're going to put like some kind of designer in it, but you can have like clan banners and stuff too, so that you can kind of like show off like there's a way of having an identity for your clan. What I said, it'd be pretty cool if you can like take your clan banner and then use it for like a hunter cloak or a titan mark, or you know what I mean. So then your guardian can rock your clan stuff.
That'd be cool.
It'd be cool if they did put something like that in it. Yeah, and as far as I know, the stuff that we saw, the gameplay we saw was PS4 Pro and PC versions, and those were also the versions that were there available for the content creators to play that were there. And so far, like the news that's been coming out of it is that the PC version is actually solid. But this is a thing, though. It's definitely worth mentioning. I heard it in a video Tefty Tef did. Now it's not confirmed, but it is. So it's still technically a rumor, but it's a pretty. it's pretty. There's a lot of validity to it, but the PC version might actually be getting delayed. So that because they want to take, the rumor is that they want to take some extra time just to polish everything up and tighten everything up and make sure it's right. Now, I really hope that we don't hear something that the console version, is going to be the way. I
I don't
really hope
think it
not.
would
I,
be.
I don't think so. I mean, from what I hear is, like, it's solid. And another thing that there's a lot of people kind of raising some hell about is, supposedly it is going to be capped at 30 frames per second on console, and supposedly it probably still is peer-to-peer connections, even though Bungie or Activision hasn't confirmed that yet. Um, but from what I've heard is that even though it was still like running at 30 FPS, everyone there was saying that it seemed like it was running way faster, way smoother than Destiny 1. So I mean, obviously they probably I could have sworn I think it's running like on I can like I'm pretty sure I totally just brain farted. I forgot where I was going.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that they were going to build a new engine for it. You know what I mean? Kyle in chat. Fusha, would you rather give up sleeping for 1 week or sleep sleep in the city dump for a week?
I could honestly sleep anywhere.
She could. She sleeps at work, falls asleep driving sometimes.
Or
She could sleep standing
I've
up.
I've once fell asleep when I was a child in the toilet.
I've done that.
Yeah. I don't know. I like if the smell might stink, but I mean if people threw away pillows, like,
I could not imagine seeing you not sleeping for a week. She
I
gets
wouldn't.
this thing like
Yeah.
every single night too. I'm like, oh, there's your sleepy face. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it comes out of nowhere. Like, she'll just be normal, and then like 8 o'clock at night,
I get his face and like
yeah, and then like she can just be normal, and then I'll look over a second later, and all of a sudden she's just like, I have to,
fighting to keep my eyes open, and I'm like, I'm awake. I swear.
yeah,
And then I fall right back asleep.
yeah, yes. We only have a little over 2 minutes left on the audio version of the podcast, but yeah, overall, I mean, what else did you think about the rebuild? Like,
Um,
it looked good. I mean, it looked really good. I'm super hyped. E3. I mean, damn it, we didn't really get into a lot of E3, but oh, actually, if you want, yeah, some E3 coverage from us. Actually, all this week, Monday through Friday, at the beginning of my streams, every evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. At the beginning, we do the daily dose, where we talk about where we talk about a topic for 10, 15 minutes and just debate it. And all this week is going to be E3 week. So Monday we're going to talk about the Microsoft conference. Tuesday will be Sony. Wednesday will be Nintendo. Thursday will be publishers such as EA, Ubisoft, and Bethesda. And then Friday will just be an all-around, um, just an overall for the whole show predictions and what you'd like to see and stuff like that. So if you want to come chat, about E3, what you'd like to see and predictions and stuff like that, stop by the channel Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time at twitch.tv/Solgr only.
and when I get a new cardboard, I'm gonna work on my next Fallout puzzle. Kinda destroyed it last time.
Yeah, you gotta work on that one. I mean, you got one room finished. We still haven't took pictures of it hanging up. It's right over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can check out all her puzzles and all that cool stuff. You can follow her on Instagram at Fusha Only. You can follow me on Instagram at Solgr Only Gaming. Best thing, actually, you follow me on Twitter at Sports48. I always tweet out when I go live and any updates and whenever videos are posted on YouTube. Like I said, if you want to check out the stream versions, we stream it live of this show. We stream it live every Sunday at twitch.tv/Solgr Only. We archive all the episodes as well, put them on the YouTube channel at Sports Nerd Web. So yeah, I think that's all about it. Thanks for listening, and yeah, we'll see you next Sunday for another show. Have a good one.
Deuces.
All
Bum 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 bum. When are you gonna do Outlast?
right. I know he was asking me about that earlier. Um.
Um.
Well, hang on. I know I gotta wrap up the recording version right here.
Oh, okay.
All right. So now for you guys that have been watching the stream and the recording version, yeah, thanks for checking it out. If you watch this on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button if you like the video. Sub to the channel for more content. And like I said before, if you want to catch these streams live on Twitch every Sunday at 7 p.m. Mountain and twitch.tv/Solgr only. And if you want to chat with us, drop into chat. We'll read what's in chat as long as it's pertained and it's not trolly, right? Because we have had a lot of trolls come in. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Deuces.